Alright, what's up, boys? It's your boy Coldhardted Samurai here, back with another upload. Something you definitely did not expect coming from me with a left haymaker right now. But I came here to talk about the new Call of Duty anti cheat and the anti toxicity slash disruptive behavior update and progress report. If you don't know, Call of Duty recently, or for the past year, has been trying to introduce this new system for basically voicing game, like kind of making an AI to moderate the toxicity and things said in Call of Duty to kind of make it a better space for players and basically just try to clean up the game and kind of lose the reputation that Call of Duty has always had for the longest time. And I probably don't need to explain what Call of Duty is. I mean, come on, it's the most popular video game of all time. Even like your grandparents know about Call of Duty to some extent. I mean, come on now. But basically what was said in the update about 6 days ago on the official Call of Duty website was the Call of Duty Code of Conduct Treat Everyone with Respect pillar has been updated to better reflect our commitment to combating the use of our games to promote discrimination and violence. Treat everyone with respect. We do not tolerate bullying or harassment, including derogatory comments based on race, gender identity, or expression, sexual orientation, age, culture, faith, mental or physical abilities, or country of origin, or amplification of any person, agenda, or movement that promotes discrimination or violence based on the above. All members of our community should be treated with dignity and respect. Communication with others, whether using text or voice chat, must be free of offensive or harmful language. Hate speech and discriminatory language is offensive and unacceptable and is harassment and threatening another player. And then basically, they introduced a new voice moderation system in North America, English only, as part of a rolling beta. When Modern Warfare 3 launched, their moderation system expanded globally. So basically, I'm assuming that it's in pretty much every language, like English, Spanish, most of the common languages. So basically, let's say you go into a Call of Duty lobby and you're just like, you know what? Blah, 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 some crazy offensive shit, right? Essentially, you'll be hit with an update, whether that is like a warning or a ban or a suspension from the game. But it also says for disruptive behavior found by our voice moderation, only 1 in 5 users reported the behavior, showing an unfortunate trend that players often do not report in game instances to our disruptive behavior team. In cases that go unreported, our voice moderation system allows us to take actions against players that violate the code of conduct. Active reporting is still critical so that players can raise any negative situation they encounter. To encourage more reporting, we've rolled out messages that thank players for reporting in our future. But that's the thing, though. Okay, let me get started with that was just said. Number one, people don't care to go out of their way to do something about something that's already negative. Like more likely than not, you're joining your league game, you're joining your Call of Duty game. Some guys in the chat being like, "You're complete terrible at this game. Please uninstall, never play it again. You're terrible, you're garbage, you're trash." More than likely, you're either A, going to feed into it and talk your shit, or B, you're just going to mute him and move on. Because going to report him stops you from playing the game, to go and report him and then talk about what you're reporting him for. And then also, there's the mentality that they're probably not going to do anything about this guy when you report him. Because at the end of the day, too, a lot of people who play Call of Duty is either people who are on the game a lot of the time or people who are just like coming off of work and wanting to play a game, some quick games. So nobody really cares to report this because at the same time, you get on Call of Duty and you kind of expect this behavior. Like, Call of Duty has always been known. Like, even when I was like 8 years old playing Modern Warfare 2 online for the first time, like, I got roasted by like old men that were just roasting the hell out of me. And I mean, that's just what happens. Like, that's what Call of Duty's known for. I'm not saying that it's right, and they're definitely going in the right way with this update. It's great that they want to actually like filter out and push out this kind of toxicity and the reputation that Call of Duty has been known for when it comes to voice chat. Even me, like, I usually say a lot of the time, like, dang, I was about to go into Call of Duty lobby mode type shit because, like, it's just usually you just be talking your shit, trolling, whatever in there. But my problem is that there's a lot of things that can go wrong with this update. Number one, it at the end of the day, people want to say what they want to say, whether it's offensive or not, and they should have that right to do so. As long as they are not actively propagating violence or threatening somebody in a like crazy way or going out their way to do harm to other players such as doxing and things of that nature, then I would say it's okay. If they want to call someone, you know, hard art, I don't like it cuz I'm personally black, but hey, that he can say that, he can say that. And that's just what it is. But I mean, is it right? No. Is it good? No. But does he have the right to say it? Yeah. Just as everybody else does. And at the end of the day, it just sucks because what if you're playing in a lobby with your friends and you guys are out of pocket friends, like you just say some crazy out of pocket shit to each other and you're joking around. The AI is going to have no way of knowing that you're joking about it. It's going to have no way of filtering out, oh, these two people are joking and are, like playing the game together. There's no actual toxicity going on because we as humans, we have a lot of things that may seem one way but are taken in a different one, such as sarcasm. And so imagine you're playing Call of Duty with your friend and you're being sarcastic or you're saying like an out of pocket joke with your friend and you get immediately suspended from playing the game for a week because you wanted to have jokes with your friends and in the in-game chat. And like personally, it's always fun to see someone get that mad to be like that offensive or to say crazy shit like that. Like I don't think anybody's sitting there like, "Oh my god, this guy said hard R to me. Wow. My life is miserable now. I'll never be able to be happy again." But at the same time, there's also multiple features in the game for people to get out of that negative environment. Such as soon as you join a lobby, you have the mute all feature in Call of Duty. You have the mute in game feature. You can mute in game voices so you don't have to hear them at all. You can also report them if you feel like doing that to clean up the community one by one. And you just have 20 different options of things that they can do that I don't believe Call of Duty really needs to come out their way and moderate this to such a heavy extent. At the end of the day, people are still going to say what they want to say, and it's only moderated in a few languages. So, what's stopping someone who knows multiple languages from just saying it in a different language? I know English and a little bit of Turkish, and so I basically have more rights than somebody to go and say some insultuous shit. And number one, they can't understand it. And number two, I won't get moderated because it's in a different language. And even better if it's a more low key language, such as Turkish, that's not as one of the most popular languages, such as Mandarin or Japanese or English, you know? So it's just so many different issues that you can be banned for no reason while also restricting players. And some people actually enjoy that toxicity and they enjoy indulging in it mostly because that's the fun part of their day. It's fun to hear, some people enjoy to see people rage that hard and to engage in conversations like that because at the end of the day, this is all a game. Until somebody says like they're going to take this into real life circumstances, then I believe they should be fully banned with no questions at all or suspended or made to thought on their behavior in some way, shape, or form. But I do not believe that people being offensive in an in-game lobby or in an in-game should be held accountable for those actions. Because at the end of the day, we're all allowed to think and believe what we want to believe, at least here in America. I know some other parts are not like that. But we are able to go out on the street and say what we want to say. Now, whether someone gets upset or, it's offensive or it's a very disliked comment, that is completely up to the person, but you're still allowed to go and do that. And it would really suck to be banned when you're trying to talk to your friends about a sarcastic or out of pocket topic and you aren't able to do that without excluding yourself from the in-game chat of other people and having to go into a party or having to do more to go out of your way to avoid this chat system, and so you were able to talk freely. Because also as well, I mean, Xbox itself, PlayStation, PC, everybody is the same. I mean, I know League was pretty bad on things. People would say some crazy shit on League. It's still the same way. It's just you can't say certain shit on League. And I understand, that personal like contention with some words, such as the word nigga. Like it's kind of a contentious word because, like there's no real way to tell who's what, and also it's just a controversial word for some people, and some people don't feel it should be used. Some people take offense. Some people just, it's a whole thing. Obviously, every single time you say the N word, like nigga, most people are just like, you're not black, blah blah blah, and just things like that. And all throughout time, Call of Duty has been known for this type of lobby and known for this type of communication. And at the end of the day, I have never seen anybody be personally affected by Call of Duty in such a way. The most I see someone do is either feed into it or just simply mute the person being offensive or toxic towards them and continue playing the game. Because that's also the biggest thing, is that everything is fine until it impacts the person playing the game. And a lot of games have also been getting to the censorship standpoint of, like basically banning players over these things. And it's also terrible because another point is, what if someone is being offensive towards you and you decide to parrot their statement in some way, like such as saying it back to them to be like, wow, that was fucking terrible of you to say something like that. And then you end up getting banned for trying to get someone to stop being toxic. Because I've seen that happen as well, where a person has been told something and they try to basically be like, hey, saying nigga is bad, and they get banned for saying it, for telling the other person that it's bad. Now, I know, of course, you can communicate with, whatever Call of Duty when you have a suspension, be like, hey, I got a suspension for basically doing this. And, hopefully they'll, like take it back. But who wants to do that? Do you want to go and write an email, because you got banned for trying to get someone to stop being toxic towards you, or just in game in general? Like, it's just a lot of things that are inconveniencing to people. And it's also that, how do we know? Because the AI, at the end of the day, it's going to be transformed by what people say. So what if the AI picks up that big dog's an insult? You know what I'm saying? So then, like, every single time you say, like, big dog, or like in Warframe, for example, saying Neza is a trap will get you banned immediately, even though it's completely right for you to say that. It is completely, like, it is offensive. I mean, it could be offensive, but at the end of the day, it's your right to say that. There's nothing that is completely toxic about your statement. It might be offensive to some people, but that's subjective, not objective. Such as, like, saying something like the R word, or intelligence, as we'll say, is something that can be seen as offensive for most people, while something like that may be seen offensive for one group of people, or, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that at the end of the day, they want everybody to get on their game and have a fun time and to not be able to deal with negativity, or to, and I understand that some people don't like to mute people because they are a team and they like to communicate, but it's also just, they're never going to get to the point to where every single time something happens, more than at least like 20% of people will report someone, because more than likely it won't even cross like 35%, because people just don't care enough. And some people just don't like to be that guy that gets someone, in trouble for whatever. And, I know. And then plus you have to think about false reporting and spam reporting, such as people reporting like streamers or people who are playing the game that they just don't like. And there's no way for the AI to filter out, oh, this guy is a streamer and people are just stream sniping him and just want to inconvenience him. The AI will simply see, okay, this guy's getting a lot of reports. He's got to be a bad actor in the community. Let's get him out of here. And then that'll be it, just suspension, a ban. And then that's tons of your money and tons of your time wasted into something, over something as simple as you just trolling someone or saying something that can be seen as offensive to someone. And I mean, it's always been that way. This is nothing new. Like, you play League and you get suspended for saying some things that are dumb, that really aren't even offensive to any group of people or racist or toxic in any way, but just an insult to a person. But at the same time, I felt like Call of Duty was kind of those one of those last bastion of popular games that allowed you to do what you'd like. But I also don't understand this encouragement of violence as well. How can you not say that you encourage violence, but the game is about violence? At the end of the day, you're playing a game where you actively shoot and kill people and stab people. You also literally help and disarm a terrorist bombing in this franchise. You kill multiple civilians for basically no reason but to cause fear and panic and news articles about it. You play a very controversial scene where you end up basically they drop a civilian out of a plane with a bomb on her to blow up an entire, and so how can you say that you don't encourage these things but you make these characters and make them seem like they're cool or very evil but also cool? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people think Makarov is a cool character. I'm pretty sure a lot of people think Soap or Captain or yeah, Soap or Roach is a good character, or Captain Price as well. I don't know why I messed up there. I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time. That's my bad. But there's a lot of people that think these are great characters or even bad characters, and they can get influenced by that, and that's just how it is. But just it seems very contradicting when we're like, hey, we don't want to encourage violence, but we're going to make a game about violence. It's like GTA coming out and being like, hey guys, this is really bad and we don't want to encourage you to do this, but we'll make an entire game fully fleshed out, fully specific, and very, very much highly detailed so that hopefully you don't get influenced to do these things, even though they look really easy and net you a very good outcome for yourself sometimes. But don't do them though. That's really bad. Don't do them. But like do them at the same time. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I think that I believe that's all I have to say on the issue. Um if I was wrong about anything about the topic, but let me know. I don't want to come off as a person that speaks purely facts. This is all just my opinion at the end of the day and what I think about it. And at the end of the day, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope everything's going well in your life. And this is your boy Coldhardted Samurai, and I'm out of here. Stay safe.